What's up, ladies? Stellar mommies, Dr. Della Parker in the house, talking about adrenals again. I know, are you sick of me yet? Well, sorry, not sorry. We're going to keep going. Today we're just going to talk about, inflammatory conditions and when you should, we get diagnosed with a lot of different things and we think like, oh, this medication is the only answer, when in reality, supporting your adrenal glands is probably the best thing that you can do. And so I'm going to break some of those down for you. Okay. So cortisol is anti-inflammatory, right? Okay. So no cortisol, because your adrenals are tanked. They're no longer making it. Means that you have more inflammation. You have more inflammation. That means you have more disease. You have disease, you die, right? So that's the story, right? I've told you this before, but this is why going back to the beginning of that equation and supporting your adrenal glands to make cortisol to manage inflammation is so important. Okay, so how do we do this? So first of all, I just want to break it down because I don't think that everybody realizes what an inflammatory disease is. Like they think that, they don't really understand what conditions or diseases are inflammatory. And it's really almost all of them, but I just wanted to ramble off a list. So we're talking about allergies, asthma, arthritis, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, okay? Atherosclerosis, like the plaquing in your arteries, that's inflammatory. Colitis, dermatitis, eczema, fibromyalgia, like chronic pain, totally adrenal related, diverticulitis, hepatitis, ulcerative colitis, Parkinson's disease. Almost all autoimmune diseases have an inflammatory origin or inflammation will aggravate them. And then cancers. I know there's not inflammation causes cancer, but inflammation definitely messes with proper cellular function. And when your cells stop functioning like they should, that is a cancer cell. So inflammation is totally contributing to that process. So anybody have any of those conditions out there, right? Or know somebody who does, and they were just given a medication and they've never even heard the word adrenal glands? That is freaking wrong, right? So I'm here to right the situation. So I'm going to give you an analogy. This is just going to be a really short video, but I want you to think of your adrenal glands like a cup, okay? So I like to say we were all born with whatever size cup our adrenal glands are. So some of us got a shot glass size cup, right? We were robbed. Some of us got a super big gulp size cup. Those are your friends who can just tolerate hell and they're totally fine and you hate them. I am a very sensitive being, so my little stress handler adrenal support is the little tiny shot glass size cup, okay? And there's a lot of reasons why maybe you got a big cup, maybe you got a small cup. I think it has a lot to do with the state of your mother's health when you were growing in her belly. And we'll talk about that in another video, but the cup is the amount of stress that your body can handle before the stress spills over and creates a symptom. Okay, and so we want to do two things as naturopaths. Number one, we want to identify what things are you pouring into your cup that are adding the most to your cup, the stressors that are adding the most, inflammation to your cup. Okay, so is it that you don't tolerate wheat in your diet? And so every time you have a sandwich, that wheat is pouring in a ton of stress into your cup, and then you spill over into a symptom. For some people, that's not it. Some people, it's that they're breathing in these senses that are plugged into the wall all over, and the chemical stress that your body has to deal with breathing in all these fragrances is such a stress to their body that it adds a lot to their cup. And so maybe they're not exercising, whatever it is that you're doing that's adding to your cup, the stress. Maybe it's you hate your job and you're miserable all day long, right? Maybe your kids are pains in the ass. Oh, just joking, I love my kids. But whatever stresses are adding to your cup, you just want to identify those so that you can try to limit the stressors that are adding to your cup, okay? Step one. Step two is we are going to try to help you implement some things in your lifestyle that poke holes in the bottom of the cup to help relieve stress, okay? Because remember, the goal is that your cup is not spilling over with symptoms, okay? So we've identified what we're pouring in there that's stressful, and then we're going to poke some holes in the bottom by adding some good diet and lifestyle habits. So we're talking about drinking enough water every day to stay hydrated. We're talking about, just moderate exercise, eating healthy foods, getting 8 hours of sleep. People, you need to sleep 7 to 8 hours of sleep, like minimum style, okay? That is when your body is repairing itself from just all the stresses of the day, okay? So those are just a couple things. So we are doing some good lifestyle choices to help relieve stress. We have watched what we're pouring in, right? And then the other thing is, this is where a naturopath can totally help you, is we want to help you grow the size of your cup so that your body can just handle more stress before it eventually spills over into symptoms, okay? So what can we do to help grow the size of your cup? Well, that is so different for everybody. Some people might need, vitamin C or B vitamins, or they might need a certain herb that really helps to support a particular pathway of your adrenal function. Whatever herb, supplement, nutrient, whatever it is, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody because all of our bodies are different. The needs of our bodies are all different, and we're just going to respond to things differently depending on what stage of stress and where we're at in this whole process, right? So seeing somebody who does nutrition response testing, like moi, who can muscle test exactly what your adrenal glands need to grow and flourish, is the ideal situation. Anybody can go pick up a adrenal special cocktail from Target, right? But it may not serve you because it may not be exactly what your body needs. That's why you want to be really specific by working with somebody who does nutrition response testing or some sort of muscle testing to really identify the particular needs of your unique body. So, goal. I mentioned water briefly, but I also like to tell people the solution to pollution is dilution, right? So anytime I know I'm going to eat like crap, I am just like chugging water because I'm like, well, if I can dilute that stuff out faster, then it's going to have less of an effect on me, right? So increase your water when you're doing things, or, you're eating foods that you normally wouldn't. Dilute the pollution, okay? Then we want to work on growing your cup. Take the right supplements, lifestyle habits, poke those holes in there. Come get a food intolerance evaluation, or do something to figure out what is really the biggest aggravation in your system so you can cut out those foods that are really causing stress to your system. Get rid of all those fragrance scentsies things anyway. They're disgusting. But that's what I got for you today. Very simple. I want you to think about inflammation and inflammatory diseases as adrenal issues. And if you have one of those and you're not supporting your adrenals, you're just heading straight down that path, and you're leading towards your demise, really, because back to your adrenal glands, that's the cause. We want to go back to the cause and treat that, heal up your adrenal glands to help decrease inflammation and reverse disease and prevent disease from getting worse and death. That's what we're talking about. This is serious stuff here, people, okay? So you think about that, and we'll see you next week. StellarHW.com. We'll see you later. Bye.